I guess we're doing this. I gotta get up to do it, but we're doing this. Hey, Cory, this is for you, Cory Kromray. From yesterday I've been bothered because I really, truly believe, and I'm going to prove it to you in this short video, why I do and why it is that we are meant to be, that we are meant to change the world together, that we are meant to turn Africa on its face and just help people, So from last night, my soul has been bothered to come open to you, because the Adewale Adeyemi that you are getting to know, that you see in public, is different from the Adewale Adeyemi right now. And I want to come from a place of being open from day one, because we are going to do great things together. So I think you need to know my story, at least a little bit of it, so you can really know who I am. I am right now staying in what in US we call a dingy hole-in-the-wall hotel. You know why? Because that's what I can afford while doing things for people, like I did last week at Mapoli when I launched Project 55. I'd rather spend the little money I have on that, helping people, rather than maintain the lifestyle I used to have. And I had a great lifestyle. Right now, yeah, that is not fake. I bought a few of these. I sleep in them because I think I need to bleed driven. And so from the day when I got it, my wife and I, we both sleep in them. We wake up in them. Oh, I'm going to show you my room, and then I'll show you where I actually have my hat somewhere. So this is where I sleep. A little dingy hotel called AY Hotel. About $15 a night, something like that. It's okay. It serves my purpose. Well, this is my hat. I'm going to turn the light on because I want you to okay. All right. Here we go. So this is my drinking hat. I go everywhere with it. I wear it with suit. I have worn this hat to see commissioners. I've worn it in 3 countries already, Cory. Driven Trading Academy, and what it's doing is actually trading people around the world how to get involved in the American stock market. As of today, we stay right here. You get involved, but they are doing this in a way that has never been done. I want to bleed driven because I believe it's really going to help Africa. My name is Adewale Adeyemi, and Wale Adeyemi's father, as you know. I've had success in my life. I mean, I had the big house in Miami. I have in a private estate with a swimming pool in the backyard. I have the family. I have the house, the picket fence, the dog. I had the American dream, everything I wanted. My children are growing well and they are doing great. You can see Wale, I'm so proud of him. So that's the biggest success I had. I mean, I had the big car. I had a BMW in my garage. I have a Mercedes Benz. That's all I wanted. I was living a good life and I could afford it. And then my wife got sick, and I walked away from a 6-figure job to take care of my wife, which I did for years. And that was the time I get into playing poker, and I did well. I have a couple of championships in the WPT, but it doesn't fulfill me. I started a business It's called Miami Fish and Chicken. I was going to run it across America, and I could have done that. My son, Wale, and the rest of my children work for me, but it didn't fulfill me. I then stayed home, took care of my wife, and eventually she passed away, and that's when everything crashed down. Lost my house, lost my, got in an accident twice with my car. Progressive wanted me to pay $840 per month for insurance. I couldn't afford it. I hadn't worked for a while, so I walked away from it and then decided it's time to do what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to liberate Africa. And I said, when is the right time to do it with the entire Africa? So I thought, well, when you are broke and you have no money. And so I jumped on the plane and I moved to Africa. I first stayed in Nigeria for a little bit. I went to Kenya, and then I eventually settled in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Mainly because Addis Ababa was the capital, somehow the capital of Africa right now. Everybody is there. So this was 2016. My wife died 2014. I lost everything. The mansion in Miami, I got in an accident twice in my BMW. I already gave my Mercedes away, and I gave my Dodge Durango away to somebody. I mean, I just gave things away. I was, you know. But then I moved to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and boom, things took off. I was interviewing by China Global TV. I was talking leadership across Africa.
Adi Adiyemi, he's the president, Leadership Impact Dynamics, UC.
Well, you know, you obviously can tell that parts of the eastern region of the continent has grown in terms of their infrastructure more than other parts. There are places where, I mean, electricity is no longer a problem.
I started speaking to our presidents. I had a workshop for the African Union where you have ambassadors from all 54 countries in Africa. We're in the room, and when I finished, got a standing ovation because I talked to them like nobody ever did, but that people need to. And you see in Africa, nobody ever did that because everybody who is at my level wants to live a certain lifestyle that they can't afford, and so they go begging. And the politicians who can quickly see your influence, they come and they use people. By the way, I just woke up, seriously, middle of the night. I think I just wanted to, 4:47, see? 4:47 on my other phone. So I just want you to know, I mean, this is very important for me to know where I am coming from, and to know where I am, because I don't want you to have a different assumption of where I am right now. So back to the story, 2016, moved to Africa, and I intentionally did because I couldn't afford insurance on my car. I couldn't afford the car. I already lost my house. I mean, there was a couple of times I was sleeping in the car. I know my children are hearing this for the first time. And there was a time when I couldn't even afford to buy gas in my car to go from Miami to Orlando. But I left it all, and I said, you know what? I want to rescue Africa. I said I want to transform Africa. And when is the best time to do it? When you are broke and sleeping in your car and have nothing. So I came to Africa, and within 6 months I was talking before presidents, and I was being interviewed. I will send a link, my interview with China Global TV. And I was doing stuff in the Caribbean, and I was making money again, and I felt, wow, this is what God really wanted me to do. And then 2018, I I have so much influence across Africa. I could take dinner with a country president just like that. I just had influence. And I felt that meant I should go into politics. So I tried to run for president of Nigeria. If you know, Nigeria is like a $500 billion GDP country, and people don't play. And so I was kidnapped. My driver was killed right in front of me, like shot off his neck to make a statement. In 2018, and I talked my way out of it. That's a different story. And I jumped on the plane and I came back to the United States. And that day I was living with a friend of mine. I moved in with her, Elizabeth, in Georgia. She still lives in Georgia. So I moved in with her, and excuse me. Yeah, so I moved in with Elizabeth, and 3 days later, I picked up the phone and I called a friend of mine. He's the president of Little Caesars Pizza, and I spoke to him about, you know what, I just got back out of in the country, I want a job. He said, what? Didn't you go to run for president? I said, long story, what do you got? He said, well, right now, I don't have a job at the level where you are, but I have one like 2 steps down. If you want to take it, I said, what is it going to pay? He said, what do you want? I said, give me $85,000 a year. He said, yes. I was making $170 before I left. He said, yeah. I said, I'll take it. I said, cool. So he said, where is the market? He said, it's going to be in Kansas. He said, but I'll put you in Baltimore for the meantime. Say, whatever. So I moved to Baltimore. 2018, I was living in Baltimore, and then moved to Kansas, and from Kansas to Virginia, all working for, long story. And it was in Virginia that a friend of mine that I've met got into another company called Chipotle. And Chipotle kind of had this opportunity in Baltimore. And I look at the company and I thought, oh my God, I can actually help people with this. So I wanted to, number one, preoccupy myself. Number two, take my mind away from what just happened. So 2021, April 1st, I think February, I took a job with Chipotle. February 1st, 2021, I took a job with Chipotle, paying about 100 and something thousand. And said, but my goal was just to prove something to me. Number one, that I still have value and I can add value to other people. So I posted on my Facebook on April 1st, 2021, that I'm looking for some young people that I'm going to take those from 0 to 100,000 within a short time. So I moved to Baltimore. That was my challenge for me. It wasn't the money. My children are doing great. I was single. My fiancée have a whole beautiful house that she would love me to be spend more time in, but my purpose drives me. So I wanted to see if I could help people doing that. So I did. I got these young people from $0 to $100,000 within like a year. And on February 22, I decided that's it. I've proven what I wanted to do, and it's time for me to go back. So around, I think around November last year, I started with 2 or 3 people doing a coaching and teaching on a thing I call Project 54 at the time, because I wasn't going for one country. I was going for the whole country. You see, Cory, you confirmed that. You confirmed that when you said to me that an impossible dream is just the right size. Because you see, I went to like run for president. They kidnapped me, killed my driver. So I decided, what the heck? Why don't I just go and fix the entire continent? And that's what I'm doing. Because I started with 3 people, and within a couple of weeks of giving my Saturdays, teaching people all across Africa, I have thousands of people across about 21 countries right now that tune in or tune in to somebody else who tune in or have an influence or know something about Project 54. So I decided I was going to launch it. And when I launch it, I'm just going to run around Africa, traveling to do this. I had no money. I was working for Chipotle. In fact, I retired on February 22nd, just this year. I intend to sue Chipotle when I go back. That's a different story. So that's why I have to be open with you, because you are building a global thing. And if I'm going to be part of it, I want you to know what the best of me and the worst of me. So I don't ever want to embarrass you. I said this to John C. Maxwell 10 years ago when I started following him, that I don't ever want to embarrass you. I want to take your name, but I want to learn what you know, and I want to bring it to leaders in Africa. And I've had opportunity to do that. I've had opportunity to speak before ambassadors of all 54 nations, send messages to them. I come out and I thought I blew it, because I spoke to them in ways that nobody dare do. You know why? Because I don't go begging. I'd rather sleep or stay in an hotel like this. But nobody knows it. Nobody knows it. In the morning, I'm going to complete this video from a hotel where I'm going to be doing something to promote what I had to do. You see, right now I have 100 students that I'm using as a guinea pig in my poly. I'm teaching them values. Next week, they will all be learning the value of hope for a whole week. Then the following week, they will be learning the value of listening. And they have to practice it. All this in round tables. 8 people, the same 8 people meeting every week. I'm doing that organization right now, right from this dingy room where I am. But tomorrow morning, I'll be recording from Radisson Blu, one of the most beautiful hotels here. But you see, I can't afford to stay there and afford to do what I'm doing too. So I'd rather put my money into doing what I'm doing, because people are really poor here. And the reason why I know I had to do it is because it's only somebody like me who can do it. Somebody who don't go begging from the government. I could get a $20 million contract tomorrow if I wanted it. But then they own me. Then they tell me what to do. I'd rather not do that. They seize my asset, they seize my money because of politics. And I decided I can do bigger than politics. You see, I carry a card in my wallet, and I have for 30 years. And I'm going right now to look for my wallet. I did not set this up. This is my wallet beside my side. This is my passport, my Nigerian passport, my US passport. I'm a dual citizen. I sleep with it, and I sleep with my wallet. And I want to show you something that I've carried. I'm sorry if I'm not normally emotional, but this is very important, or I wouldn't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning doing this. So I carry this card in my wallet, and I have right here. I know exactly where it is. That's its position in this wallet. Give me a minute to take it out without breaking my everything here. Okay, so this is the card. I've carried it for over 30 years. And I'm gonna put it there and let you read it. And it tells about what a big dream really is. I've carried this for 30 years and I've always read it. Because what I said was that Abraham Lincoln made a mistake doing all those other things that he did. I think Abraham Lincoln, over here, CNN comes on at 5 o'clock. And since that's, sorry about that. So Abraham Lincoln went through everything else he did instead of going straight for presidency, because he would have done it. Trump proved that sometimes if you do certain things, it doesn't mean I agree with him or doesn't. I'm just saying that was the first time he got in there and he went for the highest of them and he got it. And then you said to me an impossible dream is just the right size. That was confirmation. And I'm sorry, I really am not usually like this. I'm not. So when you said to me an impossible dream is just the right size, I'm like, I already went in to try to be president. They tried to kill me. So why go and be president? Maybe I just need to fix Africa. So I came back and realizing I have a couple thousand people across Africa, realizing I have the influence with most countries, and decided to do what I did last week. Except before we did it, see, this is what most people don't know about Africa. You can do whatever good you want to. You see, right now, the population of Africa, especially in Nigeria, 70% are youth. So this is what these politicians do. You know that story about Sterling when he took the chicken, pluck all its skin, and then throw the chicken on the floor and tell people to watch. And he went in his pocket, he took chicken feed and he's throwing it on the floor, and the chicken that's almost dead with no feathers still started following him. That's what they do to people in Africa. Really, the oppression 101. You see, during the politics time like this, they'll come out and they'll give them a handout. 5,000 here, 5,000, by the way, not $5,000, 5,000 naira, equivalent to, what is that? I don't know, $20, $50, whatever. But it's like the classic story of selling your birthright for porridge with Cain and Abel. This is what they do. They just hand it out and then they tell people go and vote, and you come back and you get $20 more. So I give you $20 now, you go and vote, take a picture of your vote that you voted to me, bring back, and this is what they do. Yeah, it's not allowed, but it's exactly what is done in politics. So the young people who are hungry get taken care of like that. So even if you change their values, even if we teach them all this stuff that I got from John Maxwell and Rob Haskins, in that book that I gave you, if you remember, Change the World, which I told John Maxwell to sign 12 books for me. I didn't know who I was going to give it to. I end up giving it to you. I end up giving it to His Royal Majesty, the King Agura of Bagura. I end up giving one copy to the Commissioner of Education for Ogun State, who is in charge of all schools, education from here, where we are going to just bloom up and show them what we can do. I gave a copy to the rector of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic. I gave one to the pastor of the biggest church. I mean, the entire... In fact, I gave one the other day, okay, to the Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security. And just yesterday, I gave my last, second to the last copy to the musical legend, It's called Lekon Animashan. He's a baritonist. He's 85 years old, but is the great grandfather of African music. He still have influence with all these musical genius. In fact, when I was in his house, he played for me. He is the band leader of Fela, F-E-L-A, which they have a movie right now, a show in Broadway in New York about his life. Baba Ani Lekon Animashan is the legend. I spent some time in his house and gave him one of the books. Everybody that I gave the book to happened to be somebody who's going to have an influence in helping me to transform Africa. I have one copy left. Next week, I am going to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I am going to be giving it to the Honorable Ambassador, the Commissioner for Trades and Industry in the entire Africa. Is doing AFCFTA right now. I've given him at least 3 John Maxwell books. Every time I see him, I give them books. I give all these leaders John's books. I've given over 3,000 John books away. But I go back and I look at all these people I gave this book to, Cory, and I said, these are the people that's going to help me to change Africa. You see, I jumped on this dream to transform Africa one person at a time. I jumped into it without knowing the next step. God has provided the next steps along the way. When I started praying and I said, Lord, even if I transform these young people, they will change them back. They will change them back. They will just take money away from them. They will come to them and they will offer them a little bit. I don't even have the money to give one person something, but I can do so much more. I can do so much more. So I come back and I'm thinking I have to level up with you. I want you to know the image you are going to see, what you are seeing when people see me talk, when people see me here, give a speech, they are seeing the old me who was wealthy, who had the mansion in Miami, who go out in an entourage. That's who they see. That one that tried to run for president, that's what they see. They don't see the true me right now. They don't see the me that's staying in a $15 room in a dingy hotel. Well, let me show you the bathroom. I don't even have to do that. You have tubs broken, that's where I'm staying now, because that's what I have to do, because it's more important for me to transform Africa than to be comfortable right now. And then I say, God, I have to have a way to sustain this. I need a way to give these people, to teach them how to fish. I can't do what the politicians do, give them fish. And I don't want to go to the politicians to beg for money. They know I have influence. They all do. And because of that, they will bring bales and bags of money. If I want some 10 million cash dollars tomorrow, they will bring it. But I don't want to go begging. I don't want to go begging. I say, God, just find me a way to teach people a way to make money. And then my son invited me to Las Vegas, and oh my God, I'm glad I came to Las Vegas. And God just handed me driven. You see, I wish I was that lady who made money, turned 2,500 to 25,000 in that time. But I haven't even got to that yet, because it's not about me. I'm going to learn, but it's about these people that can learn. It's about what I can do right now, and right now, the momentum is just on my side, and I don't want it to stop. I'm going to keep going. I'm not asking you for anything. I just want to be open and honest with you, so you know who you are coming into business with, so you know what the expectations are of me right now. But you know what you have? What you can have with me is commitment. What you can have with me is that I will take the name of Driven and I will never, ever allow it to be stained. That I will protect this tool that's God given to change the world. You know how I know that? Because John Maxwell wrote a book on change the world. And I wanted to change the world with him. I asked him to sign those books. And now those books are in the hands of powerful people across Africa, including you, who came in and said, I want to come into Africa. What other confirmation do I need? I gave you that book in Las Vegas that says change the world. I have pictures of me giving you that book then. And then I came here and I want to change Africa. And you say you are going to help me. What other confirmation do I need, Cory? I don't need money. I need money, but I'm saying I'm not going to sell my integrity for money, because I'm going to override entire Africa at some point. I'm going to take this name everywhere. Watch me next week when I'm with the ambassador for trades and industry here in Africa. I will be wearing a Driven t-shirt. I will be wearing a Driven hat. I roll like that. I'm sorry, man. This is just so important to me, but I think I gotta cut this off right now.
The story is this. So now we're at Radisson Blu. I have my team here. We're going to go to breakfast, do a couple of interviews with the radio station that's going to be talking to me later on today. We're going to record some video for my website that will be updated by my videographer who is going to breakfast with me today. But here is the thing. You see, in March, I was with John, and at that time, John passed me this baton, and what it says on it is he actually said, John is passing the baton to you. Are you ready to run? And you see, at that time, I was already ready to run. I took a picture with him at that event when I got this baton. So I already started planning transformation in Africa. In fact, that was the time I asked John to sign 12 of those books, the Change Your World books for me, which I have now placed in the hand of the influential personalities that's going to help me to change the world, including yourself. If you remember, I gave you one of those books in Las Vegas when we met, and I said, we are going to change the world together. I meant it, and now I feel like it's coming around in a circle, because Driven is the answer to the problem we have in Africa. You see, with Driven, we actually get to teach people to fish rather than hand them
the fish. And we get them to a level that will sustain. Cory, you will have achieved your dream of changing the world. I would have achieved my dream of transforming Africa, and John Maxwell would have achieved his dream. That is why I felt so good when all three of your names are put together in every newspaper that's talk about our event. I'm planning the next one right now. I leave here tomorrow to go to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where I have a meeting with the Commissioner for Trade and Industry. In Africa, they just created a market that is a free trade. The entire African intercontinental area is now a free trade area. You can live in Nigeria and work in South Africa. We got that validated, and I was part of it. In fact, I'm an ambassador currently of that department, and I will introduce you to the commissioner when I get to Ethiopia, hopefully by Zoom. But the point is this: I don't want to confuse what you see, because the Ade that you are going to see now, walking around with cameras following him at the Radisson Blu, having a breakfast with my team, is the Ade that I want to be. But the fact is, if I stay at Radisson Blu as we speak, then I won't be able to afford all the other things I need to do to bring this dream to fruition. So that's why I want you to know where we are right now. So this is Kehinde Ojo, is my logistics guy. He worked with us with United Nations. He put every meeting that I have across Africa, it doesn't matter where he is. He is the man who do it for me, and to sometime he double as my security and my chauffeur, whatever he's got to do just to make sure this dream comes true. And it's been in my life for probably the whole of my life. So I know I'm in good hands. Right now, the gentleman that's holding the video is a videographer, a very talented young man that I believe you will get to know and see when we come to Africa. I have another staff member here that is not here today. His name is Jude. He's my assistant in Nigeria, and of course the project director Tabitha just left. When I get to Ethiopia, I have a team that's also working with me in Ethiopia, just to make sure we get these things done. But this is what it takes. This is what it takes. And I just want you to understand the truth about where we are. But where we are doesn't have anything to do with where we are going. We are going to transform Africa. I believe that with all my heart, and I believe we are going to do it together. Thank you very much. So I need to tie everything together. Why did I wake up so early this morning to put this video together? Because I want to be upfront, I want to be honest, I want you to understand what we really have. Why also does it seem like a kind of a fake it till you make it situation? Because that's what Africa is. I mean, you are respected by the facade of what they see or what they used to, where I was before coming back to the US in 2019. The person I was one that go around with security and bodyguard, and people are there to run that letter. So that's not where I am now, because it's not about me. The difference now is I realize this is about transforming Africa, and the only kind of person that can do it is one person that couldn't be bought, and that's the one thing that I bring. I could have the influence I have in this country, If I back up a politician and they have millions delivered to me in a sachet or something, but that's not what I can't do. And that's the respect I have. So as I get to go to Ethiopia in a couple of days to meet with the Commissioner for Trade and Industry, hopefully I can see you to have a conversation with him. We'll have a mentor. We'll have the mentor. I don't go around. I've done this, by the way. I'm not doing this because I'm recording this video for you. This is me since I've been in Africa, since I've been in Nigeria. I can show you pictures of me dressed the same way in Ethiopia, dressed the same way in Kenya. It's what I've done. I go to bed in a different t-shirt. I wake up and put a new one on. I'm glad I got a few of them in Las Vegas. You know why? Because now that I know that this is meant to be, I gotta leave it, because I am so driven right now to make change in Africa. I am so driven to transform leadership. I will tell you my strategy when I see you in Minneapolis. Good luck, my friend.